Hiya, welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on something a little bit different. Specifically, a little bookbinding project which I'm super excited to share with you. The thinking behind this was that I've been feeling really unorganized and all over the place lately. And I quit bullet journaling after I graduated because it was more effort than it was worth at that point. At the time, I was sticking to the same systems that I had used during university and my life was completely different, so it just wasn't the right match for me anymore. But I have been feeling like it might be a good time to get back into it and maybe re-evaluating some of the ways that I used to use my bullet journal and simplifying it down to match my current priorities. But in order to do this, I needed a notebook, which I didn't actually have on hand, so I did what every normal person would do and looked up a bookbinding tutorial rather than going on Amazon. Perfectly reasonable human response. So for this project, I challenged myself to only use materials and things I already had around the house, because if I'm gonna order supplies, I might as well just order a notebook, right? The result is this improvised little DIY notebook out of printer paper, cardboard, and parcel tape. Surprisingly, works really well. I'm quite pleased with how it turned out, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching me make it. The first thing I did was calculate how many pages I would need based on the number of weeks left in the year. This left me with 20 pages, which I actually increased to 21 in order to divide them into 3 7-page signatures, which I stitched together using kettle stitch binding. After I was done stitching everything together, I neatened up the edges of the stack with a knife and got started measuring out some cardboard for the cover. Now unfortunately my phone died at this point, so I'm missing some footage here, but basically I cut out 2 pieces of cardboard, stuck them together with some parcel tape leaving a gap in between, and then sewed the stack of paper onto the parcel tape. Easy peasy. I will be sticking the first and final page to the inside covers to make sure it doesn't fall apart, but I knew I was gonna be sticking a bunch of stuff on the covers, so I left the task for later. For the cover itself, I didn't have a clear idea of what I wanted to do, only that I wanted to have something fairly collage looking with a lot of cutting and sticking. Basically, I'm a big fan of cutting and sticking. So I started by choosing which color palette I wanted to use, and then going through my collection of packaging, leaflets, flyers, and magazines that my hoarding habit forbids me from throwing away, and taking out anything with the colors that I wanted to use to help spark some ideas. In the end, I went for removing the cardboard look completely and going through and covering the entire cover in magazine cutouts. After this, I did some figure drawing of some ballet dancers and cut them out on different snippets of material and arranged them on the cover. At this point, I felt like the spine of the notebook was lacking a bit, so I decided to use black ink to make it a little bit more interesting. After making sure everything was dry, I stuck in the figure drawing cutouts, added some washi tape, and went in and stuck the first and last pages to the inside covers. And voila, now we have a notebook. Only took like 6 hours. And while we're here, I figured we might as well do a little plan with me section, and I can show you how I filled up the first few pages of my bullet journal. Now I realize it is September, but I'm gonna be using this notebook for the rest of the year, so I might as well have a 2020 title page, because what's the point of a bullet journal if I can't have a cover page, right? I sort of setting some New Year's resolutions, but maybe that would be taking it just a little bit too far. So instead I settled for writing up a little quote, because it's not a bullet journal unless you have a quote on the cover. I added a little overview for the next few months on the second page. In the past, I have always used this spread for coursework deadlines and exams, as well as to put down flight days or trips. I'm not super certain how I will be using it this time round, since I'm no longer a student and flying isn't something that humans do anymore. But I'm guessing I'm probably gonna have some form of important deadline between now and the end of the year, unless I stay unemployed forever, who knows. Anyway, so here's my monthly setup. I wanted to keep it fairly short because I don't have any important deadlines or much to plan, but I added 2 little trackers which I printed out, as well as a place for goals, and I left a page on the right for anything else that I might need during the month. Primarily because I wanted to have my weekly spreads next to each other, but also I wasn't super sure what I was gonna need because I've never bullet journaled before as a not student, so I figured it'd be good to have the space. At the minute, it's been taken up by upload schedules and a couple of notes for projects and things, so I am glad to have the space. And here's a little flip through of the whole thing. I had so much fun working on this project, and I'm really looking forward to filling in this notebook so I can make myself a new one soon. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this little project, and I will see you again next week for a video that will hopefully take me less than 12 hours to film and edit. Not that I have anything better to do. Have a lovely week. Bye.